Hey there, Brylanders, major miners, and minor miners. I am excited to continue the floating island project with the Pillar Island. We're going to be doing some more really landforming and terraforming on the island to get to the point to where we can really begin doing our landscaping with flowers and trees and all that fun stuff. Ooh, look at this fun little cave I just found. Exciting. Well, enjoy the video. Let's go on an adventure together. Welcome back, major miners and minor miners. We're going to start working on the landscaping on the floating island. I'm excited about this part of the project. It's something that I've been looking forward to ever since we started to build the Pillar Island, if you will. So I know that I'm going to put some water in here, and I'm going to put some landscaping in here, maybe some trees, but we're going to start off with putting the grass blocks down just to get things going while we dig out our rivers. So we'll cut in and out a few times just to make this project a little bit more speedy. But I put the outline in for about where I'm going to put my water. So we're going to have it flow down in here and then all the way down off of the side. So the one thing that I am deciding is, do I want to dig into the ground or raise it up? I think we're going to dig into the ground, keep it exactly where the level it is. And just use this sort of as a guide. Now, today is a special treat because I have a diamond shovel, which for me is a rarity. I normally do not use these fancy tools because I save my diamonds for building with diamond blocks, but I figured maybe we could up things a little bit on my videos and start to use an actual diamond shovel to speed things up along the way. So these ones, I'm thinking I'm going to create the outline here first, and I'm going to make this part a little bit deeper since this is like the main water source where the waterfall comes from. And kind of what I'm thinking is to do more than just a little river and a waterfall. I think it would be really cool if I made a sort of a little underground river, or an underground like grotto where things are growing. And I'm thinking the river will come down off of here and then go into a little pond that sinks underneath into the island, where somehow light and water has come to create life, little trees and bushes down there. I think it would be a really neat thing. So we're going to kind of test it out. If we don't like it, we don't have to keep it. We can cut it all completely out if it doesn't have the effect that we're looking for. So I'm going to cut the outline out here, and then we will cut out the middle after we apply some blocks to go underneath it. And I'm thinking we're actually going to use some sand for the edges of the water. And a lot of the rivers and water bodies in Minecraft, you do see sand around, like that's as if that's where it was pushed off from. You know, from the erosion and everything, and it gives it that more genuine look. So I've got some sand blocks in my repertoire tonight to take advantage of, and we're going to try to make this look as natural as possible. And I did get my Silk Touch pickaxe and went and got some grass blocks. So I got 4 of them, so we can lay 2 up here so the grass begins spreading quicker. And we'll put 1 on each side. How about that? There we go. And I've got 2 more to put on the other part of the island. So grass can take a while to grow. Sometimes it grows really quick, and sometimes it does not. There we are. So I'm going to use more than just 1 block. Usually I would just use 1 and then let it spread. But this time we're going to up the ante just a little bit to speed things up. But it does need enough light to grow also. So we got to make sure we place enough torches to make everything look pretty and for our grass to spread. Of course, we're going to be putting water there soon, but one step at a time. So I'm thinking we will go underneath here. And I want this part, I think, to kind of be the deepest part of the island lake. And we will, let's make that a little bit wider. Perfect. And then we'll kind of shallow it out as we get closer to the river exit to the waterfall, to the second part down. So let's get this part done first. We're going to maybe make this 3 or 4 blocks deep around this way, kind of tapering in from the edge. Now, I have not built scaffolding here yet. And my guess is that I might need to, let me collect some of these dirt blocks. I might need to build a little bit of scaffolding along the way to be able to reach up there. Maybe I'll just kind of do a cross block right down the middle. Let's see what I can get done. Here we are. All right. There we are. Let's make this one, how deep should I make this one? Let's make this one 3 deep. There, and then we can taper it up from the edge. Oh, right now my dog is howling so loud outside. Ooh, more dirt blocks. And he's, because we've got some police sirens going on. Usually if there's an emergency siren or something, he makes a pretty big deal out of it and howls his life away. So he's out there singing to the sirens. There we go. Excellent. So we'll bring these down. Oh, there we go. To the bottom of the riverbed here, or lake bed, or pond bed, or whatever this is going to be considered when it's done. And we're going to make that nice and low. Yeah, let's do it like that. Here we are. Looks like we've got some intricate work to do here. You know what? Let me step out and cut some of this out and put in some of the bedding, and we'll pick it up in just a second. All right, here we go. We have a nice bit of this done and cut out, so you can see a little bit more of a vision of what this is going to turn out to be. And I've decided it's probably going to be a little bit easier to start from this side and to kind of work on the middle-ish part and create it deeper as we go down and build off of that to the sides. So I'm trying to figure out exactly which parts I want, 1 block down or 2 blocks down, and anything I do, I guess I can go ahead and change it. So thinking right about there for 1 block down, and then we'll make it another block deeper here in just a second. But I'd like this part, the really deep part, to be a little bit bigger. There we are. Before I move it up some, and then the part in between will be another block higher, like so. There, and then we can bring these 2 parts together with this depth. There we are. That way we kind of go from a lake to a river to the outsource waterfall. Whoops. Here we are. You guys can see some of my shortcomings with the falling here. Just gonna fill some of this in. I'm not exactly sure which parts I'm gonna end up filling in less or more than others. I just don't want to go past my original self-made boundaries, if you will, on the edges. There we are. Okay. Have you guys seen all that hubbub about Nintendo and whether or not they're going to make changes to increase their profitability with the, I don't want to say failure of the Wii U, because it's far from having failed. It's such a young console. I don't like to say that it's a failure yet. But with the lower sales of the Wii U, Iwata, the president of Nintendo, is really having a lot of discussions on, you know, are they going to change their formula, their business model, some of the things that they've done in the past to now. Here we are. And it's been interesting to see him say things like they might move into not making games for mobile phones, but creating advertising for mobile phones. So that's been like the latest and greatest in gaming news, is what is Nintendo doing? What are they thinking? How will they improve their latest announcement of not making a profit this year, which for them is unbelievably rare. I mean, they are a super profitable company, and if you do the math, they can pretty much make like 7 or 8 failing consoles and be fine financially and still be around as a company. But you know, they got shareholders and they want to make their shareholders happy. So it'll be interesting to see how innovative they become. They're known for being innovative, and I think they will do so with their business just as they do with their products. Here we are. I'm thinking this is kind of looking the way I want it to. Let's take a look at it from above and do some more fill in here. Let's take a closer look. Excellent. Yeah. All the water will be filling into this, and then we'll be flowing this way and then out. Great. Great, great, great. So let's work on this next level. Here we are. I think we can put one here and here before we start working our way out and down. Here we are. Aha. Try not to make it too perfect and even. Give it that natural feeling, even though it's not natural, like I have done in other parts of my project. There we go. I don't want to bring the edge in up top, just down here. I think that looks right, don't you? Excellent. Excellent. I'm really liking the way that that's turning out. Okay, I'm going to fill the rest of this in, and we'll get on to the next part of the project. Here we are. Looks like I've got everything sealed off for our little lake and river. I think it's time to make an infinite water source, so we don't forget to do that. They're actually quite simple. You just need a couple buckets and a little bit of dirt. 1, 2, 3. There we are. And then we just put one here and one here, and then we'll take water from the middle. And we've got all the water that we need. And let's start adding in some, let's start adding in some sand like I had originally planned, and thinking maybe the water kind of pushes here. There we are. Right against this area, so that's where my sand's gonna naturally fall. Maybe put one here too. Let's make it a little bit higher. Like a little tiny sand dune that's building here, you know? Yeah, I think I'm gonna like that. Here we are. I haven't really used sand in my floating islands yet, so this will be a nice little touch. I don't want too much, just a little bit. I don't want it to overtake the innards of my lake here, but still enough to make an impact. Oh, can't just put sand on nothing because it does tend to fall. There we are. There. I think that creates a nice little edge of a dune there where the water might be hitting up against. And I kind of picture the outlet being partially sand also. So we've got some sand that's maybe building up here. Oh, too high. There. Well, yeah, let's do it like that. Okay. Now I can go down below, start building up some sand like that. I think that'll have a sharp look to it. Maybe a little bit there, and probably more so especially here. Got those 3 blocks because the sand is building up here before it turns and goes down into what is now our waterfall. Eventually. Here we are. Yeah, that looks pretty sharp. Maybe it kind of piled up a little bit right there. Yeah, there it goes. That makes more sense. Pushed over a little bit. Well, I don't want to overdo it, but I do feel like it's could use a little bit more. Perfect. Thinking we need to get the water in so it looks right, and then maybe add more sand from there. That way we can get the actual what it looks like. So the best way to do the water is to drop it from up high, because it will fill in and go straight down in all the parts that it needs to. Now I do have a whole bag worth of water down in my, here we are, in my never-ending hole, but I figure why bring all those buckets up here when I can just sort of add them in like this and make our lake just a few buckets at a time with our never-ending water source. So this will be fun. I like to play with the water. It's not too often I use it because of its not destructive properties, but because of its ability. Oh, that looks kind of neat, doesn't it? But because of its ability to really get out of control, just like lava if you're not too careful. Here we are. Let me block this part off so I can begin digging the rest on the lower half, and I will fill the rest of this up and we'll see how it looks. Alright, here we are with our humble beginnings. We've got our lake filled in, we still have some more grass to grow, and we've got a lot of landscaping to do, and we've got to create the waterfall down here. So thank you for coming, all you major miners and minor miners, to come and check out this project. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in Brineland.